Now let's go back to the Rebels, because the quarterback Jordan Ta'amu is a native of Hawaii, which sounds familiar to a lot of you Alabama fans because Tua Tagovailoa, one of the Crimson Tide signal callers, is also from Hawaii. For the 5th time in 9 seasons, the Crimson Tide are taking home a national championship. Nick Saban ties Bear Bryant with the most all-time with 6. Was that one of the most memorable moments of your career, that single touchdown?
No question. I mean, it really, really was.
4 teams took the mics today: Mississippi State, Tennessee, Missouri, and of course, the defending national champions, the Crimson Tide. Nick Saban, a veteran at this thing, his 17th SEC Media Days. This offense is completely different from last year. How good are you guys heading into the next couple weeks?
I think we're pretty good. We played really well when it's mattered.
What do you think people don't know about you?
That I really don't care about what you think about me as a coach.
They could study film all they want, but we know how it goes in rivalry games. Anything can happen. Gus Malzahn 1-4 against the Tide so far. Auburn 4-3 when both teams are ranked inside the top 10. Of course, winner goes to Atlanta next weekend. Coach, being able to capitalize off of that turnover and turn that into a touchdown, how big is that going into the second half?
Well, it's huge.
So that is the rally dance for Auburn. They might need it tonight, they might not, but check this out at the Auburn baseball games. Year 2 for you. The expectations get greater from your franchise, especially you being a first-round draft pick 2 seasons ago. What do you expect out of yourself in year 2?
I'm expecting nothing but the best.
And he told me that it was extremely frustrating to watch the 2 teams that they beat in the regular season, Alabama and Georgia, compete for a national championship game. Even worse for the quarterback, he was watching it from his couch, so he said that only fueled the fire. More importantly, though, the ones not chosen, perhaps the biggest snub in recent history. Rays pitcher Blake Snell not making that roster this year. An all-SEC matchup, you're more familiar with the ACC matchup with Clemson, but what does Alabama need to do to be able to win this football game tonight?
I think if we can come out and take care of the football.
This season is so different because there's only probably about 5 or 6 guys returning to this clubhouse. That's a good thing for fans because they get a whole new roster to look at, some veteran arms in there. J.D. Martin, a 35-year-old pitcher coming back trying to be a knuckleballer. Yeah, and you heard Coach Saban. He wants Alabama to make sure they control the line of scrimmage tomorrow night, but most importantly, they have to attempt to stop that Georgia ground game. What presents more challenges? Consistently being a Cleveland Browns fan or being a high school football coach? After being undrafted out of high school, Casey Mize made history on the Plains today. He became the first Auburn player in program history to be the #1 overall pick in the MLB draft and getting picked up by the Detroit Tigers. Nick Saban celebrated his 67th birthday last Halloween. He'll turn 68 this fall and shows no signs of slowing down anytime soon. And Jordan, if Tua were to march out there in the game against Ole Miss, would you be so excited to see him?
I would be excited. I'm excited for that game in general. Just hopefully he gets the starting job.
We heard from Texas A&M head coach Jimbo Fisher early this morning, and we also heard from LSU head coach Ed Orgeron. He wrapped up just a little bit ago, and one of the veterans in the conference this year, Mark Stoops, the head coach of the Kentucky Wildcats, entering his 6th year there, and he's been able to do some pretty incredible things for Kentucky. Here's under a minute to go in the first half. John Petty with the dish along the baseline, and Dejon Ingram, he's going to cash in for the corner 3. Now the final seconds of the half. You give Colin Sexton the ball, he kind of knows what to do with it. How about the buzzer 3? Bama 7-0 run to push the 2-point lead at half, and Colin likes it. Check the smile. Now early in the second, Sexton splits the defense like a veteran. That kid can play some ball, laying good to go. He would finish with 30 on the night. Yes, I said 3-0 for the freshman. Now one proud papa had to be Julio Teherans. He was dealing strikes fast and frequent early on in this ball game. He delivered no hits, no runs, and 11 strikeouts in 6 frames of work. Buen trabajo. Jared Harper, come join the party, my friend, making it rain from the corner. Everybody's shooting threes out there. Now Chuma Okeke, the freshman, forces the turnover, and this is some big-time basketball, folks, and hold on to your seats. Clear the way. Don't do it to him. Oh, he did it. Mustafa Heron, the one-hand slam. Are you kidding me? So the Rebels have already solidified their starting quarterback. It will be Jordan Ta'amu. But what about the Tide? We don't know yet. It'll be Tua Tagovailoa or Jalen Hurts, or will it be both sharing the field next season? They'll also use fall camp to figure out who's going to be making up for the lost yards with the departure of running back Kerryon Johnson to the NFL, now with the Detroit Lions. The good news is Auburn has a lot of weapons on offense. 5 receivers returning for Jarrett Stidham. Here at SWAC Media Days with the head coach of Alabama State, Coach Donald Hill-Ely, first of all, fresh off a trip to Jamaica, how was that?
Hey man, a lot of jerk pork and jerk chicken, man.
What are some of the things that Calvin has taught you growing up that you've implemented in your game here at Georgia?
Physicality and more like route running, to be a petite with my routes and just to handle myself the right way on and off the field.
He had a lot of good things to say about you today and how he looked up to you. So what are some of the things that you look up to in Riley?
Everything. I look up to him for going to college, for being a man, for being a great, brother to his younger brothers and to me. It's just, doing great in life.
Was it hard for you to watch your brother in the SEC championship and not compete against him this year?
I mean, yeah, because I didn't know if we were going to get in the playoffs or not, but if I knew we were getting in, it would have been pretty easy.
Any idea what Mom's going to be wearing on Monday?
I hope she be wearing a number 8 Georgia jersey, but who knows? She might have a half and half. She might have on the number 3 jersey, but I know for a fact that she's supporting Calvin and Cavs.
I think she said she's going to get a jersey with both.
Okay, so, like a split situation?
Like a split situation, I think. So I got to call her after this and see if she got that done.
Now, they both told me there hasn't been much communication between the two throughout this week, but despite who comes out on top on Monday, they will meet up after the game.